Good evening, and bloody welcome to Summer Night Murder Mystery, The A.B.C. Murders, Episode 13. In the previous episode, we used Hercule Poirot's little grey cells. And what we found out was that what links the murderers together is stockings. So we will have to inform Officer Japp of this. So I will call him right now.
Chief Inspector, we are looking for a stocking salesman.
I see you have a suspect.
Yes. Contact all the stocking wholesalers who may employ him.
Your suspect is a salesman?
No, he does not take orders. He sells door to door.
Right. The hunt is on.
And there he is.
Are you leaving, Mr. Cust?
Yes, I'm going to Cheltenham.
You shouldn't travel today. You don't look very well.
I have to. I have engagements. I must respect them.
So that guy probably is the murderer.
Can you get the post, Hastings?
And why don't you go and get it yourself?
Très bien. What's going on? I've never known Hastings to be so disagreeable.
Go and collect the post. But first I'm gonna read the newspaper. Or at least the headlines. Or whatever these documents are.
Royal Mathematical and Statistical Society's Bulletin, September the 9th, 1935. The Alphabet Murder, a methodical madman. It's highly probable that the alphabet murderer will kill again. Could we possibly estimate the number of victims in his next crime? Yes, and it is easy. As soon as we know the ratio of towns, cities and villages whose names begin with a D and the ratio of English people whose names are spelled the same. On the one hand, the ratio of towns, cities and villages in England with a name starting with D, and on the other hand, the ratio of English people with a name also starting with D. After this initial calculation, it is easy to deduce the likelihood of actually being murdered if you belong to the target population. Go to the last page to find our results and details on the calculations.
It would be interesting to see that last page, but I don't think that I will be able to do so, so let's go on to the next one.
Daily Blag, August 31, 1935. Moustache at half-mast. Poirot's repeated failure in A.B.C. case. Sometimes small things trouble great men. Hastings, faithful collaborator of the Belgian detective, knows something about it. 3 mornings in a row, he confided to us, the cook broke the egg yolks when preparing Poirot's breakfast. This apparently casual event has greatly disturbed my friend, to the point it breaks his concentration and slows his judgment. I also noticed his mustache, of which he is so proud, being duller than usual.
Poirot, I assure you I haven't said any such thing to the journalists. They twist everything.
Well, I hope so. Okay.
Ah, some cool hair.
Are you collecting the post, Poirot?
Yes. Since Hastings refuses to do so, then I guess I have no other choice. I'm gonna go here first though.
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag.
We have looked at that before, and of course we have looked at the ABC guide before also, but I think it is time to do so again.
Churston, Devon, population 500 inhabitants. Hourly of trains. London, Churston. Trains of evening. London, 6:45 p.m. Newton Abbot, 11 a.m. Churston, 11:45 a.m. London, 11:45 p.m. Newton Abbot, 6:08 a.m. Churston, 7:15 a.m.
Okay. On that guide it said Castle Rock on the top side on the left page. Or on the top of the page, I mean on the left side. In Castle Rock, I just remembered that I do believe that Castle Rock is a place that is often occurring in Stephen King's novels, and Castle Rock is also a town in the splatter movie Bad Taste by Peter Jackson. He was inspired by Stephen King's Castle Rock when he came up with that location in the movie Bad Taste, if I'm not mistaken, that is. Let's take a look on what's the countertop.
It is not the right time.
Okay, but there is always time to look yourself in the mirror. And gain 3 ego points. And let's collect the mail. It's a blank page. No, it's the back. It must be the back of the page. Here we have.
Poor Mr. Poirot. I'm quite sorry for you. If at first you don't succeed, try again. We've a long way to go still. Typery? No, that comes later. Letter T. The next little incident will take place in Doncaster on September 11th. So long. A.B.C. I should compare this letter with the one on my desk which I received earlier to see if it does indeed come from the same person.
Well, I do believe it does, because the letters that stood out from the rest of the letters still looks the same. 11th of September, that is today, it appears. Yeah, according to the calendar there.
It is not
maybe
the
I
right
can.
time.
No, not yet. Okay then. My current objective is to compare the new ladder with the other ladders from A.B.C. Donald Fraser is a suspect. He dreamt that he killed Batty. So that is what is new here. Franklin Clark is also a suspect. Alice Asher, Betty Barnard and Sir Carmichael Clark are all victims. Franz Asher is a witness, as well as Lady Clark, Megan Barnard, Mary Drover, Miss Marion, Nancy Bodley, Thora Gray, and the rest are suspects. Okay, let's head over to, well, we can speak to Hastings now, I guess.
Mon ami, it is a pleasure to be working with you again. I have missed you this past few years.
The silent treatment, huh? I wonder why Hastings is behaving like this. Yeah, let's go and check out the ladders. I wonder what happened to the voice acting there.
Let us examine this more closely.
It was a bit of silence there. Okay, poor Mr. Poirot. They are the same ladders. No? They aren't. My bad. So the eye are the same.
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Yes, this eye is weird.
So it is...
Right. Let us compare this with the other letter.
I don't know why I need to check this every time, because the letters look the same.
Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
It's the W, I believe. Not the capital W, but whatever it is called, the small W. And I have to find it.
Let us compare this with the
well.
other letter. Of course,
and then it is
the W
A.
characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
It's the A as well.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. Right, let us compare this with the other letter. That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Hastings, he strikes tomorrow. Chief Inspector Japp?
He's on another line. Can I take a message?
Yes, please, mademoiselle. It is from Hercule Poirot. Tell him A.B.C. strikes tomorrow in Doncaster. He must call me back.
I thought it was today.
Very well, sir.
Bien, now I'm going to see what I can find from these burnt documents. I've received the product I need. Hastings, if you do not mind, I would like you to take a few notes.
Yes, yes.
Hastings seemed to be reluctant now. I wonder why. Okay. Decipher the burned documents. I have the documents right here. I'm gonna take a look at the ladder again though.
Poor Mr. Poirot. I'm quite sorry for you.
Yeah, on September 11th.
At first you don't succeed. Try,
and that is
try
today.
again. We've a long way to go still.
The next little incident will take place at Doncaster on
comes later.
September 11th.
Letter T.
And today is the September 11th.
Place in Doncaster
but Hercule Poirot said that the next murder will take place
A.B.C.
tomorrow. But tomorrow is September 12th. So I don't know who is wrong here. If it is me, if it is the ladder, if it is the murderer, or if it is Hercule Poirot. But we all know that Hercule Poirot is never wrong. Maybe it's the game developer that is wrong, that have wrote the wrong date. Might be that case. Yeah, let's take a look at the torn apart ladder.
If someone has tried to get rid of these documents, they may be important.
But how am I going to fix them? So he was resting his legs for a short moment there, but I don't know how I am supposed to fix the ladder. Oh, there is Hastings. Maybe I can talk to him then.
So, how are you getting on? I'm ready to take notes.
Okay, so he is ready to take notes.
I lock my revolver in this drawer. I've not used it in a very long time.
I don't think that I have ever seen Hercule Poirot fire a gun in any of the TV shows. But of course I haven't seen every single one, so maybe he does in some episodes. But in a way, that way he is kinda like MacGyver, because MacGyver doesn't like weapons as well. And I don't say that Hercule Poirot doesn't like weapons, because I don't know if he does that, but he have locked away his gun in the cabinet there, so he doesn't feel the need to carry it with him, at least. How am I supposed to... Oh, I have to go over here then.
Now, down to work.
Yeah,
One
you
of
could
these
see
needs
on
putting in order a little.
on the calendar that it said September 11th. So now I have to piece the ladder together. That seems to be a corner piece. No. But it have a straight edge here. Oh, okay. So I have to put them over here then.
I think that this is right.
Yes, I think so too.
This page is finished. That's done. 3 more to go.
That should go there. No?
This piece should be placed here. This page is child's play. This page is finished.
That was
And that's
pretty
2 done.
easy.
It's easier than I thought.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more actually. But it's nice that some things are easier than
This
others.
piece should be placed here.
Some of the puzzles are really challenging in this game. Others are not so challenging.
This page is finished. Only one more. Keep going.
Okay, so that is clearly a corner piece.
This page will be reconstructed in a flash. This page is finished. All the pages are reconstructed.
Now what?
A bottle of solvent. A dry cloth. The
And
cloth is now soaked with solvent.
I guess I should place them over the pages.
Got it! Make a note, Hastings, make a note. Mrs. Alisasha, shop owner in Andover. Tracheitis, hemoptysis, prescribed laudanum.
I got it. Look. Poirot, where on earth did you find these files?
On a fire at the bottom of the garden at Comside.
All right, but where did the person who burned them find them?
Well, maybe the person who burned them was the one who wrote them. Or maybe he found them in those files back in the mansion.
Alice Asher, shopkeeper in Andover. Tracheitis, hemoptysis, chronic cough with loss of blood. Prescribed laudanum-based cough medicine. Betty Barnard, waitress in Bexhill. Chronic bronchitis causing dysphonia. Advised to stop smoking. Alexander Bonaparte Cust. War wounded, mustard gas and head trauma. Pulmonary emphysema. Hemoptysis. Coughing fits with blood. Suffers from absences and amnesia.
Wait a minute. Bonaparte? Let's read that again.
Alexander Bonaparte Cust. War wounded, mustard gas and head trauma. Pulmonary emphysema. Hemoptysis. Coughing fits with blood. Suffers from absences and amnesia.
I think that is the murderer. I'm pretty sure that that guy that we've seen in cutscenes were named like that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the murderer. And he complained about head trauma or headaches from trauma or whatever he said. So apparently he had been to war, most likely the First World War then. Let's take a look on the last file here.
Dick Dudley Dunbar, owner of the Black Swan Hotel in Doncaster. Asthmatic, heart disease, heart condition.
And that
Let
is
us now try
the
and get our
fourth
brain cells to
victim.
work.
It should be, since his name started with a D. Where do the burned documents come from? Well, we found them in a wheelbarrow, but where do they come from originally? Mrs. Asher's name is visible on the burned documents. Thora Gray saw a door-to-door salesman coming towards the house on the day of the murder. There were many people in Churchton on the day of the murder. Sir Carmichael Clark's medical records have been consulted recently. All the victims suffered from throat afflictions. Sir Carmichael Clark's medical records have been consulted recently. Maybe this one. Or this one.
The burned documents are medical records, and without a doubt they come from Clark's archives. First of all, because all the patients have throat conditions. And secondly, their name starts with either A, B, C or D, and it is precisely the files that match these letters that have been tampered with.
But why burn these files? How come the names of the two victims appear on them? And who are the two other patients?
These are very good questions.
So the phone is ringing. Poirot certainly doesn't have a rush to answer the phone.
I've finished with this subject.
Hello, Poirot?
Any news, Chief Inspector?
You wanted a stocking seller? We have one. Reported by his landlady, who thought he was behaving suspiciously. He has the most unbelievable name.
Alexander Bonaparte Cust.
Alexander Bonaparte Cust.
Yes, Alexander Bonaparte Cust? How did you guess? Poirot, you have magical powers. It's a serious lead. I called Doncaster. A person matching Cust's description has been seen at the station. He got off the train from London, but after that, nobody knows where he went.
I don't exactly remember, but it is in Doncaster, so I'm gonna go with this one.
Look for him at the Black Swan Hotel.
What? How do you know he's there?
Trust me, Chief Inspector.
You appear to be very sure of yourself. Very well, I'll call the Black Swan straight away. The owner is going to get a shock when he learns that there's a murderer under his roof.
Should I encourage Jap or call instead of Jap? Yeah, I guess I should encourage Jap.
Do your best, Jap.
You can count on me.
Hastings, everything is at stake. With a little luck, our main suspect will soon be under lock and key. So, has Cust been arrested?
Yes, the Doncaster police are sending him by train.
That is good news. But why so gloomy, Chief Inspector?
Well, when I told the hotel owner that he was sheltering a murderer, he collapsed.
He's dead?
No, fortunately, but it has taken its toll on him. It has to be said that with his name starting with the letter D, he had every reason to fear Cust. I bet he was going to be the next victim.
Reassure Jap or admit to knowing Danbar's medical records. I'm gonna go with this one.
Chief Inspector, I believe that I share responsibility for this incident.
What do you mean?
I saw Mr. Dunbar's medical records. His heart was weak. I should have warned you.
It's very honest of you to tell me that, Poirot. I appreciate your gesture.
Please keep me informed of his progress.
You can count on me. I'll do what's needed.
I will visit him at his bedside when the killer is caught.
That's typical of you, Poirot. We should focus on the next part of the investigation in order to avoid other incidents. While we're waiting to question Cust, we could search his room in London.
Where does he live?
The Marbury Guest House?
I'll see you there.
Yes, but start without me. First of all, I have to sort out a few details for Cust's transfer.
I understand. À bientôt. Hastings, we are making good progress. Please go and search the room of our #1 suspect.
With pleasure. I did have a dentist appointment, but I'll cancel.
The dentist. So that is why you were so nervous and bad-tempered.
A visit to the dentist is never an enjoyable prospect.
That's true.
But an unavoidable one. Go to your appointment, Hastings. I will manage on my own.
I do believe that maybe Poirot should have called the hotel himself.
Please.
Instead of letting the police chief do so. But it is too late to change that now. So I'm gonna go into Marbury Guest House then and look in his room. It looks to be a pretty run down place.
Marbury. There is a very pretty village by this name, in Cheshire. I've been going past this modest guest house for so long. I would never have thought that the A.B.C. case would lead me here.
Okay, I don't think that I have missed anything here. Let's take a look on the objectives though. Question Mrs. Marbury. And what does this say? Oh, victim Dick Dunbar, about 40 years old, in Doncaster. Owner of the Black Swan Hotel. He's on the killer's list. He has a heart condition. So he would have been the next victim. Apparently we don't know how he looks like, so his face is blacked out. Shouldn't the suspect be here somewhere? A.B.C, whatever his name was. No, I don't think it is here actually. Yeah, let's head inside. Before we speak to her, let's walk around in here first. It's a piano
It is
here.
a very beautiful piano. Maybe Mrs. Marbury likes to play in her free time.
Wasn't much to look at in here, so let's approach her. That is the door to the back room.
It looks like I've found the real master of this house.
Cat portrait, a cushion with hairs, and
There is
a
no need to
cord.
worry about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
Yeah, cats tend to do what they please. She's peeling potatoes. Yeah, let's speak to her.
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jupp told me that you might be coming.
Tell her that she is of great help, or get annoyed seeing her peel potatoes. Just for the fun of it, I'm gonna go with this one.
I do not think that this is the right time to be peeling potatoes.
My lodgers have got to eat!
But you are contravening health regulations.
Well, it's not as serious as killing someone. I just wanted to help you. I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an A.B.C with Doncaster underlined. But when I see how I'm being treated, I wonder if I was right.
Yeah, that wasn't that good to choose that that option, but I think it will work out fine anyway in the end. Paddington, by the way, is another of Hercule Poirot's stories. It is a story that takes place in that Paddington Station, I believe. There is also a beer that is named, or not a beer, a bear that is named after Paddington Station, and that is, of course, Paddington the Bear. But anyway, congratulate her for her observation, or ask her how she knew about the A.B.C. I'm gonna go with this one.
One moment, please. How did you know that Cust had underlined Doncaster in his railway guide?
I went and had a look in his room.
I see. Do you make a habit of searching through your lodger's belongings?
Well, what are you going to do later? I bet you're going to poke around his room too.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cust?
He's rather queer. He talks to himself. He has a bad cough. Because of the war, he says. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Should I ask where the stains were, or if it was blood? Because big brown stains, that was most likely coagulated blood. I guess I could ask her where the stains were.
Where were the stains on the shirt?
Can't recall.
Cust used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Yes, although he was unwell on trains.
Do you know where Cust was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No idea.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. Ah! I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Right.
Indeed. It is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cust asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Ask her to continue, or point out that Bexhill is not the only seaside resort. No, ask her to continue.
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
Ask for more details about the newspapers, or ask when he started buying newspapers. No, I'm gonna go with this one.
Which newspapers?
The evening ones and the daily ones.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. There is a guest book here.
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
Oh, so it's not a guest book. It's a notebook. Guest registration.
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
I didn't have time enough to read what was written in there, but apparently Poirot saw something. I want to take the keys first.
I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Yeah, well, I want to see what he have to say to her. But first I'm gonna take a look at her.
This woman appears to be in a bad mood.
She's peeling rather quickly. Jerky movements.
Mrs. Marbury is taking out her bad mood on the evening meal's potato.
Now let's speak to her.
Mrs. Marbury, if I
Again.
am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the A.B.C. murder? Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
If I did, it was because Mr. Cust wasn't here. What about it?
Be understanding or accuse her of being a crook. Well, I guess if the room was empty, then she could rent it to someone else. But on the other hand, if she know that he used to live there all year round, then I guess that he still have belongings and stuff like that in there. Accuse her of being a crook or be understanding. Now I'm gonna go with be understanding.
It doesn't matter, provided that you remember to change the sheets.
Of course I changed them. I keep a nice clean establishment, I'll have you know.
Can I speak to her again?
Don't forget to return the key.
Nope. Mrs. Marbury, she's about 40 years old. I think that she looks older than 40 years. She looks more to be in her 50s or early 60s, but okay then. She lives in London. She is Alexander Bonaparte Cust's landlady. She sublets her room to other guests when her usual residents are away. She saw Alexander Bonaparte Cust washing his blood-stained shirt. Okay then, so then I guess I should head upstairs. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that now because it is time to end this episode here. So until next time, thank you so much for watching and have a good night.